Hello everybody, that is here. Today we have a new video, our first video after my vacation, and we're going to build a computer. So it will be complete water cooling build in one set. I hope we can finish it, I don't know, maybe about 6 hours, maybe 7 hours. You can see pretty high end. We have latest motherboard from Maximus S8 and i7. Big power supply because we have a triple crossfire. Bunch of high-end decay parts and Caselabs S8 case in gun metal color. So we'll try to work as fast as possible. We'll try to catch snippets of work, but wouldn't make a full tutorial for you, otherwise it will take too much a long time. Hope you will enjoy this video, and I'll see you soon with more reviews and stuff, going back to my regular schedule. Alright, so the progress so far, we decided to use this X4 humongous reservoir from AK. It's made of glass, has a lot of liquid inside, so this will be pretty heavy components, but it's also pretty big and we need to fit it in a relatively compact S8 case. For that reason I had to remove this cover that covers 180mm fan inside of the case. I can show you. And had to drill 4 holes and attach this holder. So what we'll have in the end, something like this. We'll have this reservoir in front and we'll take in quite a bit of space. And so the next step, I'm going to attach wheels to this case, and actually we can start putting electronic components and try to figure out tube routing, which will have a very limited idea what we do. So far we only decide that we're going to use, because of those 2 very hot cards that are going to run on this computer, we use SICK radiators, AX360, 2 of those. We have to use 2 D5 Varios with Bitspower dual pump, which will be a standalone unit. We're not going to attach any reservoir here, which is most popular type of configuration. Alright guys, I update you in a couple hours what we are and what we're doing. Here we work in the bottom chamber, dual D5s with Bitspower, top, Vario. The idea is to feed this top from this humongous reservoir. We have an inlet, an outlet going up, and the idea to go to GPU somehow. So that's the plan for now. Alright, a few hours later we have a loop just has been completed. I didn't film it in the between because we tried to rush things up and there was a few problems we encountered, but I give you a scoop now on a complete system, what we get here. So overall we have a dual pumps with Bitspower top, as I told you, X4 reservoir, and we have everything is hard tubes everywhere, and it's a PETG tube which I tried first time, both cutting and bending and things like this. And let's look in more details closer how each part of the computer is was fixed out. The tricky part was with those pumps, because how the Bitspower is suggesting to use this top with the pumps is it goes actually pumps facing down, so you look up. So all bracket that supplies for this device doesn't work in this lying on the side type of configuration, which I was actually after. So I had to come up with my own bracket system. I used 2 L brackets on the sides, on both sides. I have to drill more holes in this case and bolt them to the bottom of the case. So that's how it was fixed. It's actually eat up a bulk of the building time, and for that reason we rushed out, and as I said, I didn't film anything in between. And after that we connected everything together. So I have a reservoir feeding the pump, and it goes further to the GPUs. We will look in a second, but I'd like to show you that a few words about X4 reservoir. When I did the review, I said that it has a lot of ports, and I'm not even sure if we can use up those ports, but to my surprise, we basically used up every single port on this reservoir. So we have one port on the bottom that is actually its outlet towards pump assembly. We use two ports. Sorry, let me show you a little bit more. Let me show you a bit. Okay, so two more ports on the bottom. We both used one as a QDC for drain port that we can use when we need to drain liquid. The other port we put temperature sensor, and if we look on the top of the case, let me lift it up for you. So we have one inlet, and we have one fitting which is exhaust for air, and naturally we have one fitting stop plug which will acting as a fill port. So every single port was worked out, which was a little bit surprising. So now looking on the top, we have two cards here. One is a 295X2, so it's like two GPUs, and another 290X. So we have three SLI. How everything is connected, we thought to bend you, but it was a little bit more work, so we use a bunch of fitting here just to make this kind of double 90-degree type of tube routing. It's also a little bit more rigid because I didn't want it to have too much tube bending around, and it's kind of some cables happening here. So this is a little bit more sturdy, just one bend. So this is way how we both feel this will work pretty good. So looking a bit up again, so we connected to GPU going through. The way we connected to GPUs, because the ports misaligned, I can't go straight from one card to another. So essentially, I'll try to show you. We have, I can't really find good records here, but basically we use 290s of both sides of cards and just make 180-degree type of connection. So one port is here, but other port is actually somewhere here, so it's like uneven type of connection that we have here. And after that exit from the second card, we went to radiator, connected two radiators together, and exiting radiator, going to all this motherboard type of connection. And I need to reposition camera a little bit so we can see better. Right here I can show you a little bit better how the ports misalign. So you can see the one port is here, another port is here, so it's like half an inch further down. So what we did was just through 290s we have a nice round type of connection, which looks pretty good. Also in parallel is the bottom tube, which overall I like how things turn out. It's pretty clean, not messy type of tubing, so it's pretty nice. And looking into motherboard area, so we exiting radiator, coming to the integrated AK block on the Maximus board, in, out to Heatkiller, and from Heatkiller going back to this big radiator thingy. All right, so that's how this works, and we're going to have a small break, and we'll fill it up and see if there are any leaks and any other problems. So, but so far build looks really fantastic, really like how it looks, and yeah, looking forward to seeing it in action. Are you ready? Let's see whatever happens. Nothing bad so far. Knocking on the wood. We're good, but we need more water. Quick. It's probably the first time in a long time when it's filled right away, because this reservoir is just too big.
A lot of water.
Okay. Okay, stop for now. Give it to me. 12 hours, great. Okay, draining to tied up one fitting. It's pretty fast. Not leaking now, but when it starts leaking, when it's actually full, and then you have some pressure in the system. The interesting, first pump can't push it, only second pump can push it. Yeah.
Can you turn them both on at the same time?
I need second power supply, I can. But right now it's too much air, you see, it doesn't even moving because it's full of air.
Would it help if we tipped it that way?
Huh?
If we tipped it that way?
You mean
Rock it that way.
well, still too early. We need to get rid of air in the radiator. So actually the more beneficial right now, tip it this way. It doesn't even go. Can you add a little bit more water so it's more pressure going on the pump? It will help a little bit. Yeah, second time wasn't that easy for some reason. Okay, I'll look for the second pulse supply and maybe we can improve pressure.